Good morning to you on this Friday, April 15th. Tax day, not for everybody. A lot of it's postponed because of holidays. Keep that in mind. Southeast rain here. This is still that pesky, stinking upper level low and a jet stream combined.
Yeah, we'll watch out for some thunderstorms today for Florida. Some of them could be severe with hail. Speaking of severe, we'll also watch maybe tonight. You're going to focus on that across the western high plains.
Yeah, so I'm going to focus on the threat of severe weather. Jim's going to focus on the snowy side of this system. And we have the heat as well, returning to the center of the country. Welcome into America's Morning Headquarters for Weather. I'm Stephanie Abrams alongside Jim Cantori, Anna Rodriguez, and Kelly Cass.
All right, guys, we got to go and talk about this winter storm Vexo now. We've got it named from the NIS this morning. Denver has a winter storm warning up, but it goes into effect 12Z tomorrow morning or 5 a.m. your time. Here's why. Boom.
Yeah, there it is for you. Very heavy snow. This is going to be quite the snowstorm. By the way, A Basin, Breck are still open. Vail is still open, so you can still get some enjoyment out of this, but you got to go early because this is going to be heavy, wet stuff that is going to be, hard to plow.
All right, speaking of someone who went early, Mike Sedell coming at us from Denver this morning. Mike, how is the Denver Metro preparing for the storm?
Well, they're getting ready. CDOT is going to be out here certainly later today and tonight. The concern about pre-treating is the fact it's going to rain before it snows. As you mentioned, a warning from tomorrow morning to Sunday morning here up in the foothills and mountains. The warning kicks in at noon today. It'll change over there first, change over down here in the Front Range certainly by sunrise tomorrow morning. And the heaviest of the snow will fall tomorrow and to tomorrow evening, and then backing off on Sunday. Temperatures yesterday, boy, what a day. This is typical in the springtime in Denver. It was 77 yesterday. Their warmest day so far this spring, well above the average of 61. And we're not doing too shabby this morning, 42 out of DIA. Speaking of the airport, because we've had a huge debacle back on March 23rd with a blizzard, so far just a couple of flights have been canceled over the weekend and likely not due to the weather at this point. This is a different animal. It's not going to be nearly as cold. A month ago, it went from 71 down to 13 degrees. Our temperatures here in Denver over the weekend will probably not get much below 31 or 32. So a heavy wet snow. Here's that forecast generally around the Denver metro area, 8 to 10 inches. Again, heavy and wet. Some of the trees that bloomed out are leafing out. They'll collect that snow. So we have trees and limbs down. XL Energy is already asking for crews from other states to come in and help with any potential power outages. Notice the foothills, the mountains, and south on 25 in the Palmer Divide, those higher elevations, Stephanie, will pick up as much as 2 feet of snow. It all kicks in up there, the higher spots, during the afternoon today.
Right,
Stephanie?
Mike, so let's show everybody that snow because you showed the Denver area. We want to show the entire region and what you are going to be dealing with. There's a look at your severe weather. We wanted to show you the hail for you. I think we're getting our computers are not cooperating with me, Jim. So we'll talk about the sphere in a minute and we'll show you that snow forecast as well. But we'll head over to you first.
All right, let's go ahead and talk about this again. Interesting night in Wyoming and western Colorado. We've already gotten 4 to 6 inches of snow. All right, that's just the upper forcing coming into play. The upper low itself is still hanging back here over parts of Oregon right now. And look at this, strong jet on the southeast side of this coming up, splitting over this region. We've still got some jet energy dumping in on the backside. So eventually that's going to just kind of cut this thing off over the Four Corners region. Of course, when you have that, air always flows in toward low pressure, and we are going to get all sorts of moisture coming north out of this thing. I mean, it's going to take a while, but believe me, it's going to be deep, and it's going to be with us for several days. It's going to take about 3 days to get this out of here for the northern plains. It's going to take the better part of the week next week to get it out for the southern plains and even into the southeast, which is where it'll eventually wind up. So here's that moisture of getting ready in position. Here's the problem. Each day, we've showed you this map, we've actually had more QPF. We've had more forecast rain here, not only across Nebraska, but also down and toward Texas. The first threat, the real Saturday, Sunday, Monday threat is up here. Later on, we'll add these amounts over time. So flooding a possibility really in all these places when we start looking at the way that the flash flood guidance shows us. Look at this, by the way, right on North Platte, 8 to 12 inches of rain. If you look at 12 inches of rain, a foot of rain in North Platte out of this event would be historical, to say the least. It would be a 1 day total, a 2 day total, 3 day total, 4 day, 6 day total. It would be incredible even for the month of any month, believe it or not, if that verifies, if we get that kind of rainfall. So dangerous flood situation, very, very concerned about flooding in Nebraska, even Kansas, down to Oklahoma, and eventually in toward Texas. So, Steph, heavy rain, keeping an eye out, move to higher ground if you you can. Stay away from the Platte River. It is going to swell big time by the time Sunday rolls around.
All right, well, Jim, I got the computer to cooperate with me now.
Good.
We pulled this up. So here is the whole forecast that I was trying to show you guys just moments ago and how much snow we are going to see. Let's now get to the severe weather, because this is a cold pocket aloft, and it's obviously cold enough down to the surface in order to cause snow. But when that cold pocket moves east, it's going to interact with warm, moist air at the surface. Cold air wants to sink, warm air wants to rise, and you're going to get severe weather. You do typically see that severe weather. Listen, this isn't like, don't hold on to this, but you have that low pressure off to the west. You're going to see those storms just off to the east of that, but you obviously can get storms underneath the low pressure too. It's just not that simple. So we do have moisture. Now, you need those dew points mid-50s and higher in order to get severe weather. We do have some 50s here, but look at the moisture. It's really lacking. There is a dry line set up here. You can see how much drier it is behind it. Dew points in Albuquerque in the 20s. So we anticipate storms to fire up. That's the dry line here. It's in this kind of yellowish color. That's what it looks like. And here's that upper level low again. So the low's behind us. It's going to kick off just in front of us. We don't have a ton of moisture, so our CAPE numbers are a little bit on the lower side, and the shear is there, but again, everything is not really setting up great. First we have some upper level shear, then the low level shear is going to come in a little bit later. Now this is the RPM model that has the storms firing up around 9 o'clock, though the HER model, one of our other hourly models, that has the storms firing up around 5 o'clock. So you need to keep that in mind, that we could see the storms as early as 5 o'clock. Again, it's a science. Tomorrow we are going to see the storms down to the Big Bend. Kelly.
And while the pattern is stuck, Stephanie, we are pleasantly stuck with the nicer weather right here in the eastern half of the country. Even a warm-up in store for those of you in the upper Midwest, through the Ohio Valley, all the way into the Northeast. And boy, do we deserve it after the past few weeks, right? So you got that jet stream visiting Ontario, Canada. We've got the warm air already in place across the southern plains and northern plains as well. Now we're spreading it eastward, and the core of the heat is going to be right here across the Great Lakes. Some of you as much as 20 degrees above average for this time of the year. 10 to 20 above average even through the Tennessee and Ohio River valleys. Eventually that heat gets into the Northeast as well over the next couple of days. So for today, you've got 67 in Chicago for your Cubbies at home later on tonight. Gorgeous weather. Pirates at home in Pittsburgh, 70 degrees. Doesn't that sound lovely out there? 65 degrees in Buffalo, where just last weekend we were snowing and we were windy and cold. Now tomorrow you've got 69 degrees around Niagara Falls. Over towards New York City, we're pushing 70 in Central Park. Gorgeous conditions here even as we head towards Monday, and the Boston Marathon looks like we'll have pleasant temperatures and dry weather for the most part all across the East Coast. 69 degrees in Boston, and Anna Rittis, that is 9 degrees above average.
Thanks, Kelly. A quick check of your coast-to-coast weather headlines. Virginia Beach wants to use sonar sensors to help protect from flooding and tide surges. The sensors scan water levels and pinpoint danger areas, and that would give city officials crucial time needed to warn people of imminent flooding. Officials say they got the idea to use sensors to monitor the tides from Iowa, which uses them to predict floods in low-lying areas. A combination of El Nino and climate change are being blamed for killing coral in the Pacific Ocean. More than 70% of U.S. reefs are in such warm waters that they are under official death watch. The dying coral could also have an effect on human populations. Nearly 500 million people rely on coral reef marine life for food. Those are your headlines. At 20 past, how the weather is impacting your commute this morning. Of course, we're tracking now named Winter Storm Vexo. And here's what else is coming up on AMHQ.
Wetlands ablaze. What may have caused thousands of acres to burn in South Florida? And will we have a landfalling hurricane in 2016? We break down the long-range forecast. Plus, duck, duck, grab. How these little waddlers were rescued by first responders. AMHQ returns in 1 minute. And we want to take you now outdoors and show you what it's looking like live this morning in Denver. All is quiet, all is calm. I can't wait to see what this looks like in, say about 24 hours from now, right? It is going to be filled with snow here. It's going to be coming down, and we will have Mike Seidel live there all morning and all weekend.
Currently in our area, 51 degrees under mostly cloudy skies. Today, partly cloudy and windy, high 77. Winds could occasionally gust over 40 miles per hour. Tonight, mostly cloudy and windy, low 58. Winds could occasionally gust over 40 miles per hour. Saturday, windy with scattered thunderstorms. High 70. Chance of rain 50%. Winds could occasionally gust over 40 miles per hour. Here's our 7-day outlook.
Take you into Tampa this morning. TPA, that's what it's looking like. Very quiet, very nice here. 72 mild degrees, pretty typical for a Florida morning this time of year.
Yeah, it's going to be interesting to see. You know, the front is actually just to the south of Tampa, the stationary front. So will these storms come in and kind of ripple just to the south of you?
It looks like they will because how everything is situated, yes.
Yeah,
I mean,
so
even where we draw this, also, just to take this, and I'm not trying to bash anyone that's drawing our graphics because I love everyone, but this is where the front is, but if you look at the winds, it actually might be even a little bit farther south. So if it is, then it's gonna, it's gonna follow
the convergence.
To the south. Because I mean, if you see the convergence, right? Look at where the convergence is with our winds. And again, that's just a model. So our Mets might have drawn it where it's actually supposed to be, and the models might be a little off.
So it's not a super strong front, but there's enough convergence in through here. The key is, what happens with the heating this afternoon, and that slight convergence where those storms pop up. Chance today for some hail and some gusty winds with these as they go severe.
So we still have lingering, effects from that upper level low here into the southeast. So scattered showers and storms for us. That's what we're going to see today. And then this wedge is still going to come in. A lot of people were expecting a little bit yesterday. I was surprised that at G-Dime Weather, he was like, where'd the wedge go? I was like, well, we weren't really expecting it yesterday.
Well, remember, the upper low is still back in Arkansas.
Yeah.
So we didn't have that cold air loft coupled with the wedge, but it was just kind of building in. It was just kind of building in. And so we actually squeezed out a nice day. Today, the air is much drier. You actually kind of felt that during the day in Atlanta. So we're going to be, I think, in the 50s, maybe low 60s.
Yeah, 5 to 15 degrees below average here throughout the entire southeast. So we are going to see that cooler air get in, except for Florida. This is where we still have that southern branch of the jet stream screaming over us, which means that you could see some more showers. But what's interesting is you have the jet stream coming at one level.
Right.
And then you have the winds, the surface winds coming in another.
Pressure,
So this is a kind of day where you see the clouds going, one direction at one level and another direction at another level. I always loved that and thought that was cool.
Yeah.
One of the reasons I got into weather, because I was like, how does that work? Like, that's so cool.
Yeah, and that's like wind shear. You look at different directions.
There you go, Cam, man.
That's a great example of wind shear when you see these clouds moving in a different direction. So Hilton Head Islands, big RBC Heritage Tournament this weekend. That's where the pros are going. Today, I think is the worst day.
Yeah.
The winds I actually think they'll die down a little bit tomorrow, so hang in there, guys. But the sun comes out, that's the key.
It's going to be great on Sunday without the winds, though. I mean, look, still around 20 mile an hour. That's bad.
So Winter Storm Vexo, our top story this morning. Do you know what it means? It means, it's Old English for troublesome. So we're going to keep an eye on that.
Perfect.
So we got the storms. There's a rainy side to this storm, winter storm, and it's happening in the plains. But our neighbors to the north, they're already seeing severe storms. Tornado season starting early in Canada. The first tornado of the year in Alberta caught on camera Wednesday near Calgary. A landspout with winds estimated around 100 miles per hour. It didn't cause any damage. Tornadoes aren't that rare in this part of Canada, but this one came a little earlier than most. Last year, this area's first tornado happened in June. Fire in the Everglades, and helicopters are using the swamp's own resources to fight the flames. Around 4,000 acres burned, likely started by campers and fueled by dry, breezy conditions. Strong winds in Southern California. Officials warning drivers to be especially cautious in mountain passes. Gusts between 60 and 80 miles per hour could blow high-profile vehicles off the road. More than 50 million under wind advisories in the west. And it's warm, but not warm enough to melt 8 tons of snow blown into the snow leopard exhibit at the San Diego Zoo Wednesday. 3-year-old Penny and 13-year-old Anna enjoyed the treat, the first time they've ever experienced snow in their San Diego habitat. There you go, the original snow leopards. While the leopards enjoyed their romp in the snow about 7 hours north in San Francisco, you guys were enjoying some windy weather. Look at these windsurfers out on Ocean Beach. Cool. A few of them turned out for the surf, but most beach dwellers avoided the rough waters. And it looks like this cloud has a top hat. Lisa captured this lenticular cloud yesterday afternoon in Kissimmee, Florida. Unfortunately, the blue skies are gone today. Showers are likely for the Florida Peninsula. We love seeing your pictures. Keep sending them in and tag us by using the @AMHQ handle on Twitter or find us on Facebook. Where are we going to see the blue skies this weekend, Kelly?
right here at home, all across the East Coast. Beautiful weather from the Northeast, down south as well. We are looking at some unsettled weather today, though, along the Gulf Coast. It's right here in Jackson, Mississippi, down towards New Orleans. Boy, what a rough week we've had along the Gulf Coast. Even showers and storms for Miami. But it's here in the middle that we're concerned about severe storms across the high plains down into Texas. We will have an isolated tornado threat with that as well as we go into the weekend. And look at you in Denver. We've got a snowstorm in your forecast, Winter Storm Vexo, and we're talking several inches, if not feet of snow for the higher elevations as it's got staying power here in the Colorado Rockies for Sunday. Still raining in the middle. That means several inches of rain are possible here, Steph.
All right, well, it's almost hurricane season. June 1st is the start date. It's time to predict what this season is going to be like. Find out the factors that go into this forecast and how many named hurricanes we could see this summer. We speak to Dr. Phil Klotzbach, the man behind the numbers.
Hey, cats, want to make a new flavor combination today?
Yeah, let's take things up a notch. Add cheese.
And we gotta have cod. Woohoo! Bacon! Now that's a tasty flavor combination. And we're just getting started.
New Friskies Cat Concoctions. 4 deliciously different flavor combinations. Made for cats, by cats.
Don't let a cracked windshield ruin your plans. Trust SafeLight. With SafeLight's exclusive On My Way text, you'll know exactly when we'll be there, giving you more time for what matters most.
SafeLight Repair, SafeLight Replace.
Hey, need fast heartburn relief? Try Cool Mint Zantac. It releases a cooling sensation in your mouth and throat. Zantac works in as little as 30 minutes. Nexium can take 24 hours. Try Cool Mint Zantac. No pill relieves heartburn faster.
What's the most awarded car company of the year, ranking from top to bottom?
Luxury cars seem like they would be top awarded.
Better be some awards behind what you're paying for, right?
The final answer? Chevy, the most awarded car company 2 years in a row.
Wow, it's like a luxury car.
I was shocked. I mean, it's like, this is Chevy?
For a limited time, get cash back for 15% of the MSRP on most remaining 2015 Chevy vehicles while they last. Find new roads at your local Chevy dealer.
Every insurance policy has a number, but not every insurance company understands the life behind it. For those who've served and the families who've supported them, we offer our best service in return. USAA, we know what it means to serve. Get an insurance quote and see why 92% of our members plan to stay for life.
I've got a small business, and everybody said you should be promoting it with Facebook.
Well, I use Facebook for myself, but I had no idea how to use it for my plumbing business.
Then I heard about web.com.
They told me they would build a professional Facebook page for my business free.
So I gave them a call.
And then they built me a Facebook page for free. I couldn't believe it.
If you call web.com now, you can have a new Facebook page built for your small business free. We even write posts for your Facebook page that will get people talking about you.
It's like I have this whole big social media department for my business.
Call now and web.com will build your new Facebook page free. Then we'll continue to bring you new fans, write posts for you, and report on results, all for one low monthly fee. If not, cancel and pay nothing.
Now people call me and say, I found you on Facebook. How cool is that?
You say it, we build it free.
Call 1-888-245-7842 today.
A little rain, a little shine, a little change all the time. When the weather is fine.
Come on down to Weather Underground, weeknights at 6 on the Weather Channel.
Currently in our area, 52 degrees under mostly cloudy skies. Today, partly cloudy and windy, high 77. Winds could occasionally gust over 40 miles per hour. Tonight, mostly cloudy and windy, low 58. Winds could occasionally gust over 40 miles per hour. Saturday, windy with scattered thunderstorms. High 70. Chance of rain 50%. Winds could occasionally gust over 40 miles per hour. Here's our 7-day outlook.
I got nobody to blame but me.
Cue Cantori's mic. He likes the song.
Chris Stapleton is epic.
Fantastic.
This is his hot song right now, though.
So, yeah, it's Nobody to Blame by Grammy Award-winning country music star Chris Stapleton. If you're in Las Vegas, he'll be playing tonight at the Hard Rock Hotel and Casino. Good luck getting tickets because the show is sold out.
It's also his birthday.
Happy birthday.
And Jim's voice got just as low as Chris Stapleton, I noticed. Good job there, Jim.
It's always a good time when your birthday's on a Friday. Not a good time on the roads if you're traveling in Atlanta. Justin Bieber was in Atlanta earlier this week, and his shows
was there, weren't you, Steph?
were sold out.
Why
Steph
am I
really wanted to go.
sad I wasn't there? And I watched everyone on Snap, and I was like, he really put on a good concert.
Yeah, he did. He did.
Am I allowed to say that? Is that weird?
No.
You can be a believer.
I got Bieber fever. I get Bieber
I'm
fever
too
like
old, aren't I, for
every
that?
3 years or so. No, you're not.
Okay.
No one's too old for Bieber. All right, let's focus here and talk about Atlanta. I actually saw Bieber's entourage and convoy of trucks leave to North Carolina.
Okay.
Looking good in Atlanta. If you're traveling west into Jackson, Mississippi, we've got showers. If you're traveling east into Augusta, we've got showers too, especially on 20.
We should say good for now because the showers are creeping in from the south side of Atlanta. We're going to have to watch those showers right there in us. We also have the wet weather surrounding you in Jackson, even pockets of heavier rain. Look at that.
And
thunderstorms developing in the northwest corner
just
of
south
Mississippi.
of Memphis. All right, so Steph, the calling card for Winter Storm Selene was the temperature drop. For Vexo, does it look the same?
Yeah, so our temperatures are going to be dropping significantly here in Denver. So enjoy it right now. Temperatures in the 50s, but we're going to get down into the 30s. It's going to crash in a major way. Yesterday, 77 at G-Dime Weather, one of our brilliant meteorologists here who helps us out. This is not just, you know, me and Cantori and Kelly, and like we have a huge team. He said yesterday, 77, Cam-Man, the warmest it's gotten so far this year in Denver. Yes.
Nice, yeah.
So the
now
warmest
the
we have
party's
so
about
far
to be
in
over,
Denver, and we're going to drop down 40 degrees here. Now, I want you to focus on a few things. The winds. Look at the winds. They're coming from the west, coming from the south, coming from the south. That's why you're getting those warmer temperatures. When you get a west wind, that means winds come from the west. What is west of Denver? Think about it. The mountains. So when the air comes down the mountains, it actually warms adiabatically. That was for all my meteorologists out there. You don't have to worry about that word if you just want to know what happens. It warms as air goes down like this. A parcel, all the parcels are closer together, so they're getting excited and rubbing up against each other, and they have no room, and so it creates heat. Now, watch what happens. Our winds are going to shift around to the north, and our temperatures are going to start dropping here. And then as we head into our Saturday and Sunday, we still have that strong north wind, and that means temperatures in the 20s and 30s and snow coming down. But the question is exactly how much snow are we going to see? What are you looking at?
I'm looking at when they had the changeover on the meteogram.
Okay. So, right, the changeover, I mean, it was still raining at 6 in the morning tomorrow morning.
Right. Which makes sense because their winter storm warning actually goes into effect starting at 6 a.m.
Right.
So that's perfect.
Okay.
All right, so let's talk about this here, guys. So this upper low is going to kind of lock us into the favorable atmospherics for what Steph just talked about. Rain changing to snow in Denver. You've got warm, moist air coming upslope. So now, instead of from the west, as you were kind of moving and shaking about, we're talking about what's the dance for the east wind?
Okay, so what happens is in the parcel, as it goes up in the atmosphere, it expands like this. So there's more room for you to dance, and you're not rubbing up against people. And so therefore, you're not creating the heat. But when you're going down, it all comes together, and you're like in a club in a mosh pit or something, you know?
So that's the adiabat. Yeah. The adiabat. That's the dance. All right, I love it. The moist adiabat and the dry adiabat. All right. We're going to watch this this afternoon really start to come together. Probably some rain and some thunderstorms in and around Denver. A very, very good possibility. But it's going to take a while to get the dynamic cooling underway. But by 5 a.m. Mountain Time, you know, we could be into the snow in Denver, 6, 7, 8. Heavy rain going on to the east of that.
Is this a different model than we're using on those? And what was the meteogram using?
Probably GFS.
Okay, that's why I wanted to make sure. Because people are like, hang on, Steph, you just said rain at 6 a.m. and this one's showing snow. So I just wanted to...
Well, I mean... it's going to be right. There actually was a mix period in there as well. At G-Dime, what are we using for the meteogram?
Oh, he'll tell us. We'll
All right, I'm just telling you. Okay. So anyway, so we're still, even Sunday morning, we're still into this. But I think the worst of this for Denver in terms of impact snow is going to be Saturday from about mid-morning to about 2 o'clock in the morning on Saturday, Sunday morning. So that's what we're looking at. There'll be more snow, certainly Cheyenne. I-80, I think I-25, very much avoidable tomorrow, Steph. High country dealing with about 2 to 3 feet of snow. 2 to 3 inches of water, so it's going to be a heavy, wet snow. Probably 9 to 10 to 1 ratios. Power outages.
We'll
That's
talk
why
more
the crews
about
are
that.
here.
Kelly.
All right, guys, this one is for the dogs. The U.S. Coast Guard and canines are coming together to help keep our ports and waterways safe and the role weather plays in their day-to-day duty.
Ram trucks are reaching new heights when it comes to capability and efficiency. The Ram Heavy Duty is the most capable full-size pickup on the road today. And the Ram 1500 is the most fuel-efficient full-size pickup ever. So what does that mean? It means Ram trucks give you the best of both worlds. So go big and go far, because the best never rest.
More people are driving Ram trucks than ever before. Guts, glory, Ram.
This year, make every amazing despicable. Wizarding second of your vacation count by staying where the adventure never ends.
Come with me now.
2 theme parks, spectacular resort hotels, more epic than ever. Don't just vacation.
Come with me now.
Vacation like you mean it. Universal Orlando Resort. Go big with on-site hotel rates starting at just $120 per night.
Incredible bladder protection from Always Discreet that lets you move like you mean it. Now comes with an incredible promise. The Always Discreet Double Your Money Back Guarantee. Always Discreet is for bladder leaks, and it's drier than Poise. Try it. We're so confident you'll love it, we'll give you double your money back if you don't. Incredible bladder protection. Double your money back guarantee. That's Always Discreet.
Andrew, Rita, Sandy. Meet Chris, Jackie, Joe. Minor damage or major disaster. When you need us most, we're there. State Farm. We're a force of nature, too.
Wet Willie's what they called him on the street. Rogue hoses, rain, and juicy llamas. Soaked his pants, waist to feet. Duluth Dry on the Fly pants saved the day. All that water got wicked right away. He goes by Bill today. Duluth Dry on the Fly pants. Unwet your pants. Get a pair. Only at DuluthTrading.com.
Okay, careful. Oh.
All this stuff.
Such a waste. Gorilla Glue.
Of course.
Gorilla Glue bonds wood, stone, metal, ceramic, and more. Gorilla Glue for the toughest jobs on planet Earth.
I'm a migraine sufferer. My mom wants to understand, but she just can't see it. So Excedrin worked with me to show my mom what I experienced during a migraine. Excedrin relieves my pain and symptoms, but their dedication to migraine sufferers doesn't stop there. I'm so sorry, Annie, that you go through this. Now I finally feel understood. Experience more stories at Excedrin.com.
We know they're a great value, but to see if Malto-Meal cereal tastes as good as they claim, we have assembled a panel of experts. Spoons are up, they are mid-crunch, and full thumbs! Malto-Meal cereal, thumbs up on great taste.
Currently in our area, 52 degrees under mostly cloudy skies. Today, partly cloudy and windy. High 77. Winds could occasionally gust over 40 miles per hour. Tonight, mostly cloudy. Saturday, windy with scattered thunderstorms. High 70. Chance of rain 50%. Winds could occasionally gust over 40 miles per hour. Here's our 7-day outlook.
Closed captioning brought to you by Beltone, your premier hearing care partner.
Beltone is conducting a new trial on innovative hearing technology. You will be asked to evaluate a remarkable product that's virtually invisible. Call 1-800-BELTONE.
All right, it's time now for your top stories. We're going to start you off with the southeast and the scattered showers that we're seeing here. Still that sinking low pressure that we had been talking about. Also with Florida, the jet stream, so that's going to help kick that off. Then we have our newly named system, was just named within the last hour. Vexor? Was there an R on the end? Vexo. I couldn't remember if there was an R or not an R. Vexo. That's going to cause severe weather. I'm going to carry you through that, and Jim's going to carry you through the snowy side of this, as well as going back live to Mike Seidel, who is awaiting it. It's not going to start until tomorrow morning, so it's not there quite yet. Temperatures. Oh, it's going to be spectacular. So warm into the Midwest. The Northeast is going to be absolutely beautiful this weekend. You know, upper 60s by the second half of the weekend.
Kind of makes sense, doesn't it? Low pressure kind of invades the Rockies, even the southern Rockies, and then the ridge pops up in the east and gives everybody a break in the Great Lakes and the Northeast. Welcome back, everybody. It's Friday. You made it. Unfortunately, weather's going to go downhill, especially in Denver.
I know. What did Vexor mean? Troublesome or something like that? I think that
trouble.
Was,
yeah, troublesome. All right, speaking of troublesome, let's go out to Denver and Mike Seidel, who's going to be in a little bit of trouble.